Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
Time to get your weekly sports fix.
By the skin of their teeth, they lost.
Then you can just ride it the whole thing.
With Stix.
Aw, snap.
Look at this.
Look at what we got going on right now.
Look what the cat drug in.
This shit is wild, homie. We back. It's been a minute. I think we got a lot of catching up to do. I missed your ugly mug. No homo. I missed you though a little bit.
I appreciate that, man. You know, you missed the elements, and you missed your people. Commiserating, texting is one thing, but you know, when you can get a chance to sit down and chop it up on these topics, you know, it's always a good time.
Hey, you know what? For all of you that are sticking with us, we appreciate you. If you don't know the format, we kind of have a format sometimes, but I don't think we're going to have a format or a script today. I think it's all going to be off the cuff, so to speak. But this is our cold open icebreaker right now. And, you know, we'll get into some other stuff later. But, you know, before we get started, because I know we're going to get going and get ranting and raving and talking about a bunch of shit today. But it's good to be back. And remember to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform.
Got to do it.
Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Chris, the producer, he does a great job. He has a bunch of podcasts going on there. We're still on YouTube. All the old stuff is still out there.
Archives. For
all of you don't know, this is EP 197. We should have been at 200 a long time ago with the way we started off, but hey, we'll get there. When
you're trying to get a bunch of people with notoriety together on the same schedule, it just never works.
Wow, it's crazy, homie. Yeah, we're going to get into your schedule here in a minute because that's the first pop-off question I got for the cold icebreaker we got going on. Hey, and then follow us on Twitter at follow me at Stix015. Also follow this ugly homie at Anonymous Big Homie at homie_anonymous. So at homie_anonymous. And I always forget, homie, we still have that IG.
Oh, man.
We still have the IG. It's on there, Sports Fix with Stix. You know, I just posted a couple things right before we got on. So it's out there. But anyways, I think the people need to know, homie. And I need to know. First thing I need to know is your wild ass has been around the world the last, I don't know, while. But the first thing I want to know before you get into the details of where you've been and where you're from or where you've been going is, did you bring your boy some shot glasses back from all these places or what?
You know what, man?
I don't want to know what. I need a yes or no.
No.
Fuck, that's fucked up. I thought we were boys.
Man, well, think about this, man. Everybody goes to these different places, and how did the shot glass become the thing to bring people? You know what I'm saying? Because what if you're not a drinker, for example?
Because I
ain't talking about us. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I'm just saying, what if you're not a drinker? Now you're obligated to go and buy this stuffed animal and things like this. Some places are not shot glass places. And apparently, Europe is not a shot glass place. I had to go do my Clark Griswold. And literally, it was Clark Griswold, yo. Now, if you remember National Lampoon's European Vacation and all the shenanigans, Clark Griswold couldn't get out of his own way. Everything was all bad. Either the luggage was spread out across the thing, or, you know, there's a crazy bicycle guy that keeps showing up that you keep running into. You can't get out of a traffic circle in France. Not those exact things, but very similar shenanigans, man. Europe is a wild place, man.
So fill the people in. You went for New Year's, right?
New Year's, yeah.
New Year's, and you went to I don't know, but I know you checked into Czechoslovakia for me though.
I had to give went to a freedom rally out there. But no, we went to the Netherlands and did a little two-step and stopped in with the country below in Brussels. And what's cool about Europe, and, you know, because last time I don't know if you call, you know, the UK Europe, because it's separated, right? And that was, you know, when I was a high school senior / you know, college freshman, did that. I don't remember anything about it, really. So you go again, and now you're really in Europe. You could literally go in a car or a train, which was most preferable, from one country to the next, bang, 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 European Union style, just like Clark Griswold, right? So even though we only went to 2 joints, it was very easy to jump from one country to the next. We was on a train that looked just like the Sounder or your local metro or anything for, I don't know, like a half an hour, and we in another country. Bang, just like that.
Is it like the zip train where you get in like Japan, where you go from boom, boom to the other side in like 2.4 seconds?
Well, it wasn't the bullet situation.
Bullet, that's it.
Yeah, it wasn't a bullet train, but it was one of those more high-speed trains. So for people that have gone to like their city's Union Station, where all the trains show up, or Penn Station in New York, it was like that. So there's a big, huge train hub in Amsterdam called the Centraal. And of course, they have more local trains that stay within there that looks like your local train. Then they got tracks and all of this for your more speedier joints taking a longer distance. We could have went to Germany. We could have went underneath the English Channel in a tunnel to London.
What?
Had we stayed asleep on this train, we could have found ourselves in Paris, yo.
You said stayed asleep, so you might have knocked out a little bit, or what?
I mean, you got to. Okay, so this is what happened. On these countries, they don't care nothing about facilitating proper information. Let me tell you like this. So you go look on the board, you know what I'm saying? Like you would see if you go to an airport, departures, arrivals, telling you where you need to be, when you need to be there.
Right.
We there early because we don't know how this thing works.
I was gonna say, you just flying by the seat of your pants on this, or what?
That's it. I'm telling you, it was a full Clark Griswold. We were just jaunting around, right? Because we found out that the train will take you down there. You could be there in an hour and a half, and then you can come back, you could stay, whatever, right? So we look on the board. We're supposed to be at platform number 22. We go to platform 22 early because I ain't playing no games. Okay. I ain't getting left here. I don't know. These people don't speak what I speak. How do I get a refund? I don't know nothing. Right. So we early. There's a train that sat there. It was there, had a description on the running board that says it's going wherever it's going. And I'm saying, well, as soon as this train leaves, our train must pull up on this track right after it. It got to be, right? Because that's how they do it. I don't know how train logistics work, but I'm figuring this is probably the way it works. We sat there. The time came and went that the train was supposed to arrive. The train that was on the platform with us slowly starts to pull off. And what does it reveal? On the very next parallel track, the train that we are supposed to be on.
On the other side?
Yes. So here you go. Play all of your clown music, your bumbling cop music, and all of that as we tried to stumble around the thing and hustle around to the other side. Literally, they're making last call with a guy just like you see in the movies hanging out the door going, all right, last call.
Old school, right?
And
right.
we're breathing hard. That's how close we were to missing that leg of the situation. So that was just one of the situation, but it was cool, man. I will tell you, observation number one, I don't know how anybody over there has any kind of good teeth. No wonder people in Europe don't have good teeth, because their diet consists of all of the food from Candyland. Everything is sweet over there. A sweet waffle, a sweet this, or a sweet that. They only eat, apparently, desserts. Because this is the chocolate capital of the world, I guess. Apparently, they got standards on chocolate over there, and yeah, it was real wild, man. But definitely a good situation. If for anybody, any old head, if you don't know and you think you're just gonna go to Amsterdam, Amsterdam is basically Vegas of Europe. I did not know this. For everybody who didn't know, Amsterdam is the European Vegas. It's nothing but young people walking around dressed up like they're going to the club down the street, and it's just people all over the place. Young folks looking like thugs, looking like models, looking like, I don't even know, I'm about to get ran over by a bicycle 25 times because they don't have cars, but the bicycles run that joint. Crazy.
You guys were only gone for what? You did New Year's Day in where?
New Year's Day was in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam.
And there, of course, we go to the Hard Rock Hotel, and well, it wasn't a casino actually. It was just a Hard Rock.
I was gonna say
actually restaurant.
Tell me you placed a wager while you were there.
It wasn't a casino. It was Hard
Oh.
Rock restaurant actually, because I wanted to go somewhere familiar. I wasn't trying to deal with all of this language that has way too many vowels in it and trying to figure out how they do restaurants and events.
Then tell them, can I get the English version of this menu?
Well, everybody speaks English too out there, which was kind of cool too. It made it easy, but all of their signs and all of that is in this wild language with mad vowels in it. So New Year, we walk out of the Hard Rock. Now this is in a public center. So imagine being in walking down Bellevue Way. Imagine walking down Pike or Pine in downtown Seattle, where GameWorks and Nike Town used to be. Okay, so it's like the restaurant sits like that. We walk out, we had a nice time, we did our toast, we said, all right, we're going to see what else and walk around what the town has to offer. We walk out of the door, and it sounded like Beirut.
Oh, jeez.
Apparently, and this was not a organized.
You didn't know what was going on. Oh, it wasn't organized. I see.
Yeah, no, this was not a city organized fireworks show. This was fools out in the street blowing up the place
Popping
effectively.
Off.
Yeah. In a city center. Okay, there's people just walking about. They caught me slipping. I'm glad it wasn't on camera, because my step got a little bit faster for a hot second when I heard that explosion go off. I couldn't believe, and there wasn't.
You guys weren't recording nothing. You got no video.
I did when they started doing the aerial fireworks show and that kind of thing, but that was after they almost blew somebody's leg off. Because when I heard that,
they just firing them off across the street, everywhere, right down downtown.
I'm talking about, it was literally in the same walking area. So Universal City Walk is a great example. So it's like a lot of restaurants and a lot of people just walking around, and I'm telling you, this thing goes off. Boom. And I go, oh, pace up real quick. Boom, we out of here. Right. You got
the wifey on the shoulder on the inside next to the building, so you cover her.
It was wild. And I started looking around and I go, ain't nobody else moving but us. I go, oh, okay, that's just how they get down. They allowed these public displays, and I'm looking, ain't a single police stopping nobody.
They just let them go run buck wild out there.
This is right here in public, where the streets are only skinny enough for 4 people to walk across. Half the size of a mall corridor, for example. And these are streets with 2 sides and all of this. Right. And they just letting off explode. There's no place for you to run if any of this was real. You just is looking like a Vietnam casualty out here. You getting the Purple Heart when you get back, because you brought back a nub. I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was a good experience.
Man, I'll pass on the European excursion, homie. You ain't getting me on a plane for 24 hours or however long it takes to get there.
Well, apparently we saw the red light district too, which is, one of them things you hear about all through, people that went there, or it has that little historical thing about it. I don't even remember it. I didn't see it. It didn't look like what people described. So maybe I caught them on a bad day or something. I'm expecting to see the wild stuff that you see on movies and stuff like that, with people hanging through windows and, you know what I mean? And that kind of thing as you walk down the street. It was not the case. I did not see a thing like that.
Did you get there New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve?
We was there a couple days before.
Okay. And you were staying in the same spot when you got there, and then ended up being there in Amsterdam for New Year's Eve, and then rolled in, did the thing. Oh shit, what was I say? So on a scale of, let's say, 1 to 10, what was your overall experience there with the in Amsterdam, the few days you were there?
Amsterdam, bro, I gotta tell you, I learned a valuable lesson that as much as I be joking around, I am certifiably washed, y'all. You remember the last time we went to Vegas and how much of a curmudgeon I was in Vegas?
2018?
My goodness, I was even worse in Amsterdam, because I'm telling you, it's too wild, y'all. It's just wild out there. And I was walking around thinking that I was in a Grand Theft Auto video game. because it looked like, I mean, they have all these little small streets, and you swear that you've seen the same people multiple times walking around, but you're walking distance. Like, I just saw that guy. I just saw that guy. So it seemed fake to me. I don't know what I was doing,
Like a
but
Truman Show?
it was real wild though. But she enjoyed herself. She thought it was a great experience. Once we finally made it to we did the canals and all of that, but once we finally made it to Belgium, I was a little bit more at home, y'all.
Belgium, huh?
Yeah, Belgium was more like just a city environment, like come hang out without people trying to blow up the place. You know what I mean? They weren't trying to do anything like that. It was more of a major tourist city that you would go to and just walk around the downtown area. It wasn't full of shenanigans. Amsterdam is just like
More low
Vegas.
key, a little bit low
Yeah, it's
key,
just like
laid
Vegas
back.
in the way that the whole thing is full of shenanigans. They're around here. We condone them. If you know where they're at, just go do them and come back out and come hang out. And I just felt a little awkward in all that situation. I ain't go front. I felt a little awkward. But once I got to Belgium, I was chilling, y'all.
So it was Amsterdam, Belgium. Belgium seems like the low key, not too many stories, but the best part of the trip so far well, not the best part, but more laid back, like you said, more your
Ex-
style
yeah,
in
it
Belgium.
gave me an opportunity to really enjoy the place without looking over my shoulder for these young fools that look like they pack it. I'm telling you, people, I'm telling you, it looked like there was mob figures all through Amsterdam, huddled up with the trench coats because it's cold as hell, right? So
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah.
just looked like, and then of course, what planted the seed probably was one of these drivers taking us from A to B. Said, "Oh, we have a what was the mafia?" He said, "Oh,
They
it's
said he's
somebody
telling you about the mafia?
Egyptians, Persians, Moroccans, something like that." And he said that's what gives Amsterdam a bad name. So I think once he planted that seed, I probably rolled with it. I thought everybody was from
It
this
was,
particular
part
mafia
of
thing.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Hell yeah, bro. He
yeah.
like
So
he give you the heads up, but he gave you the EBGBs at the same damn time.
exactly, he was just
Be
giving
on
me
point.
tour information about
Uh-huh.
hey, back then it used to be like this and blah blah blah. And then I said, you guys don't have that problem anymore. He goes, oh yes, we still do. And I go off.
What the fuck
So
did I sign up for right now?
yeah. So we're thinking, all right, we're in Belgium. We're just gonna leave from here. We're gonna come back home from here. Our time is done. So we thought. We go to the airport and we are supposed to. They say boarding call, let's get on. And apparently that must have been an hour or so, 30 minutes, just time enough for the news to filter from Portland, Oregon to
Oh
Belgium,
shit. No, that was the same time?
the exact same day. A door of an airplane has blown off
And you're getting this news in Belgium.
as they've already done the boarding call. We're lined up.
Oh,
They
homie,
tell us right.
you know me on a plane, homie. You know I ain't getting on that motherfucker if I just hear something like that.
They tell us at this point. They say, okay, well, we're only taking. We no. They say we need 75 people to volunteer to stay here because the next plane that we found won't have enough seats for everybody to go. I looked at
75.
him like this and I said, we have no place to be tomorrow. We're going to take this and stay. So they offer us 600 euros per person to stay.
What the hell,
And
600 euros?
we'll find you another flight tomorrow. Okay. So what happens is flight to Iceland.
I love it.
So now we're in Iceland. We got a whole nother adventure in Europe that we didn't even expect. We didn't pay for. We didn't do anything. Now we got this whole Iceland experience. Iceland ain't
Iceland.
that cold, G. This might be a hot take, but Iceland ain't that cold.
I swear I saw a something on X or Twitter or Instagram or some shit literally after we had the conversation when you got back, I think like a week later or something. I don't know. You know how that shit pops up everywhere. And I saw some post about Iceland and it was cold as shit when I saw that post. But I remember when I think you text me when you were there that night. I don't know what the time difference was, but you got a hold of me and you showed me a picture of it, and you're like, yeah, it's not that bad. There was ice, it was cold, but it wasn't like the Iceland that you see, but the latter part of that, when I did see a thing, it was like 50 below and people were like hunkered down. There were feet of snow and shit. So you must have just got there at the right time, bro.
We got there right after that it stopped. So we was a couple people that were that decided to take the deal or no deal with us, that they shoveled off to this little local hotel and Icelandic hotel in Keflavik, Iceland. Okay, once they shovel us off, this dude says, "Oh yeah, we were supposed to leave from here, so we've been vacationing here." And they
Okay.
said, "You guys just missed it. It was just snowing crazy. It was
Okay.
just doing everything. It had just stopped. You just missed the aurora borealis with the colors and purple greens going through the sky. Y'all just missed it. It just happened yesterday. If y'all would have gotten delayed the day before, you would have saw all of this as part of your experience of being stuck too." But we missed all of that. So yeah, it was right around this same time. So, but once we got to there, we were good. Iceland people, y'all need a better. You guys, somebody need to teach you guys how to eat. They eat this nasty herring fish and they sell it everywhere. Yeah, you don't want it.
That's what they. You don't
with
want
just
it.
with a bunch of just chopped onions on the top. I don't even know if the fish was cooked, but I just said I don't want that.
Did you? Okay, I got two questions. A, did you eat good? Did you eat everything you ate? Did you like it? And B, the other question is, did you find any new whiskeys, bourbon, anything that you love there that you could get in the States that you can't that you need in your life now?
Man, they had all of our stuff, y'all.
Really?
They
They
had
got
all
the
of our
Uncle
stuff.
Nearest though?
Well, no, they got, your Jacks, your Woodfords, your, Makers, this kind of thing.
Okay.
So I could stay in my little pocket and be comfortable with that.
Okay. Good.
But,
You didn't try no beers though?
well, yeah. That's a whole other thing. I see. I spaced out on that. See, that's Brussels. It was way too much stuff that
Because
went
that's not
on.
up your alley though. You're
It
not really a
wasn't.
beer guy.
It wasn't. But if somebody tell you we make a 20% beer, you think I ain't gonna try it?
Oof.
You don't think I ain't gonna try it? Yo.
Good.
And that stuff did not play around. One regular 12-ounce bottle with 20%. Yeah, it was a little staggery after that, yo. It was nice though. It was, I mean, and I'm telling you, this place we went to is in the Guinness Book of Records for the most different variety of beers on one site. I think it was like close to 3,000. And they got this big old thing on the outside of their building, Delirium Brewery. It might not even be brewery, but if you Google Delirium, you will see that they are world record holders for this and that in terms of beer. We go up in there, and if you want a beer with a flavor of any type, I'm telling you, they got it. You want an apricot beer, it exists. You want a blueberry beer, it exists. You want a 20% APV beer, it's there.
Wow.
Yo, I'm telling you, it was mad crazy. So of course
You
I had to, even though I wasn't.
just gave Delirium a good review, homie. So I'm gonna have
Yo,
to shoot him a little DM and see what's up with that. Tell him, hey,
they're a tourist
shout out.
spot. If you happen to be there, you have to do that. It's shoved into a alleyway in Brussels. It's shoved into an alleyway. But I'm trying to tell you, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. It's crazy. And and I'm trying Marcy's raspberry beer and all of this, and straight up, it tastes like it would be something tolerable for me, like the old school what was those old Seagram's wine coolers?
The Seagram's wine coolers back in the day.
18%, 15%. They look at a little 8 or 10% and laugh in the face of death. They don't fool around out there. But yeah, them beers were serious.
Wild.
Now, on the food tip, because these countries, you got to remember that Europe is an old ass place, and they don't have a lot of farmlands. They don't grow anything. They import and export a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that they just don't have, yo. There's a things that they just don't have. So all in that area, aside from all of the sweets that they make and eat, French fries run the world. Frites. That's all they said. That you can just go in and just buy a cone of French fries and just eat them straight like that. But that was cool. But so we ate at mostly places that we've heard of. Okay, and I got to give you the McDonald's rundown because you got to, whenever you go somewhere wild out, you got to stop at a McDonald's to see what the difference is. Or you order the Big Mac just to see if it tastes exactly the same because that's what McDonald's claims, right?
Okay.
Oh my God, you would not believe there's a sandwich in there called the Old Amsterdam that will flip your wig, bro. It is, I'm telling you, the most gourmet chicken sandwich that I have ever seen almost in my life. And it was at a McDonald's. These McDonald's people, I'm telling you, walk around with suits on. McDonald's employees are professional McDonald's employees. They're not the dredges who I just got to get this minimum wage job. No, they are all in. I'm talking about the man making French fries got a tie on. I'm telling you, there was a totally different situation. And people who've been around, they know that McDonald's is treated differently in different places. So yeah, that was a good thing. But shout out to the Old Amsterdam. I had that 3 times.
The Old Amsterdam is what they called it?
The Old Amsterdam. They got some special gourmet cheese on there. Lettuce. They don't even have a lettuce. They got arugula on there. They got this special bun. I'm trying to tell you, it'll smash all the chicken sandwiches out here. It was gourmet, y'all.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, frick, homie, I'm glad you had a great time there. No wonder we can't ever find your ass, homie. You always out there.
I gotta do something. I hobbled my ass all the way around there just to, to have a good time. It wasn't fun, I'll tell you that damn much in terms of the physicality involved. But to see these places that were, all from, I mean, you got to remember this place was already built up before the United States was even a country, It had already been destroyed and rebuilt before this place was a country. So you see all of these old things with buildings with gold foil on them and all of this stuff. It trips you the hell out.
That's a good time though. You gotta experience life, man. We ain't getting any younger, right? It's been a while since we've been on, and you out there doing what you do, and that's good. All I have to look forward to at my old ass age is learning a bunch of shit at the bank, which damn, should have learned that shit. Should have learned that shit when I was in school, but they don't teach you that. They don't teach you that shit, and of course, it's kind of hard to do.
They do now, believe it or not.
Yeah, now, but it's hard to do that shit on typewriters. Don't mean to date us, but hard to do that shit on typewriters. Hey, that's life. We get back to it. Never too old to learn something new.
You're gonna be stock option slim in a minute, boy.
Hey, you know it, brother. You know it. I'm gonna be right on that page with you.
I'm trying to emerging markets homie is what I'm looking at. Emerging markets homie. I'm trying to get my options and my puts and calls together. You know what I mean? Even though these dudes is working with millions of dollars, I'm working with 10 and 20 here and there. But hey, it's the same thing. It's a learning process. You got to figure out what to do.
Hey, excuse me. Since we're about ready to go to break here real quick, and we'll get back with some sports talk, because that's what we do sometimes, even though it's been a while. We have a few things to cover on the sports talk, but like I said, I want to close this out. I want to close this out with your boy Stix has been in the anxiety zone for, I don't know, what month is it? March, so like 2 months now. Getting to that age, and this is the way to end the show. Go to break time, get some more ice cold Pepsis or Coke.
Homie and Slip.
That you need to get to and go on break, and then refresh yourself and get on to the second half when we start talking a little sports. But your homies has a little, your boy has a little bit of anxiety, bro, because I think I've mentioned this. I gotta get that old 45-year-old colonoscopy going here in like 10 days, homie. So, you may not hear from me for a while, and then especially might not hear from me after that for a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to all be good. But the anxiety, bro, that shit's going to be wild and crazy. I don't know how that shit works, but I've been having fun. Sleepless nights, wake up early.
All right.
Oh,
I'll give you a little rest assured real quick. You ain't even going to know what happened. Now
But
the
it's
one
not that
the one that we need to worry about is the shocker.
this guy.
That's the one we got to worry about. This one right here, the booty, you'll never know. They slide, well, for a better word, they slide right in there and out. They in and out.
Whew.
And you wake up 45 minutes later and be like, oh, no, I don't even feel violated. Now, what I heard we need to be looking out for is that 50-year-old finger. Ooh, boy, they got to check the prostate. That's the one that's invasive. That feels like it emasculates you. That's the one that you're alive and woke to experience every second of. I'm not ready for that at all. Yeah. I can't even look the man in the face after. You think you could?
Absolutely not. You better not.
What if it's a woman?
Absolutely not. Nah, bro, I don't want to look no one in the face after anything has been anywhere around me, man. No, I'm good.
They have to tell you, they have to give you a recap of everything.
Write it down on a fucking piece of paper.
Fooling
Let me
around
read
with
that
it.
motherfucker.
And they hand you the paper after it's touching it.
Shit.
Oh my God.
Fucking put that on the email. Let me see it when I get home. I don't know. Fucking
Man.
crazy, homie. Yeah, so your boy has some anxiety. 10 more days. We'll see what happens. We'll get there. Shit. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform. Go to thespunner.com for more podcast and online content. Grab some merch while you're there. What a great way to end the show talking about booty holes or whatever the fuck it's called these days.
Man ass.
Man ass, man. But yeah, we'll be back. Subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube. We'd appreciate it. And then follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy, and Big Homie at homie_anonymous. And obviously follow thisisfunner.com as well. No doubt about that. So let's take a quick 5. We'll be back in a second and we'll talk some sports.
You got it. To be continued.
That was Sports Fix with Stix. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag StixandSports.
Winners don't make excuses.